What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D with the MeidasTouch Network. So, I used to be a real hardcore, we should all vote for the third party type of guy. I was like, I'm tired of Democrats. I'm tired of Republicans. We need to vote for a third party because this two-party system isn't working for me. But then I started to understand the three branches of government a little bit more. I started to understand that third parties really didn't have much of a chance in this country. And if I wanted to be able to hold my party's feet to the fire, I had to be diligent about not only voting for them, but also holding them accountable. See, what I realized is that we need to vote for our candidate for president, but then we should also make sure that we get out there and vote for our representatives as well, because the president is going to choose who our Supreme Court justices are, and our representatives are going to be the ones who vote to actually, confirm them. And so I got away from the whole idea of the third party thing. And I want you guys to now listen to Representative Ted Lieu talk about this. And then we're going to have a real conversation about the importance of voting for the Democratic Party, but still very much so holding them accountable.
Could I ask you, Congressman, just right off the bat, democracy is on the ballot this year. What is the single biggest threat that you see on the horizon?
I'm gonna give you two. The first is voter apathy, and the second are voters voting against their own self-interest. So in terms of apathy, if people don't turn out to vote, then Donald Trump could win, and he will potentially destroy America as we know it. And then voters will vote against their own self-interest, because if you're progressive and liberal and you think voting for Donald Trump or not voting at all is somehow going to help when he appoints multiple Supreme Court justices next term and makes the Supreme Court even more to the right, I don't know how that helps any of your interests. Or if you're mad because Joe Biden didn't do enough on climate change, even though he signed the Inflation Reduction Act, the greatest climate change law in world history, you think Donald Trump's going to be better at that? No. So I just urge voters to just take a pause and think about actually their own self-interest. And then if that happens, then Democrats will prevail.
No, I think one of the things we learned in the election in 2016 was that not showing up to vote or deciding, I'm going to vote for a third party person because I just don't really like that candidate. I don't really like their personality or whatever. When we know ideologically we agree with them, but we just don't like them, or we just have a problem with, their age or their gender or whatever. And that did nothing for us. And see, I think when Ted Lieu talks about this, he makes it a point, but I just want to go deeper into it. When you guys think of, protesting against the Democratic Party and voting either Republican or not voting at all, what you're doing is you're giving up all the choices that you could be making by holding your party accountable to the other party that does not ideologically agree with you at all. If Donald Trump becomes president in 2024, the entire Supreme Court will have a complete turnover, and there will be decades where there won't be maybe but one liberal on the Supreme Court. Do you guys understand the amount of power and influence that gives to the Republican Party? Decades. We're not talking about a couple of years. See, you think we'll vote for Donald Trump and we'll have to deal with 4 years of him, but hey, at least we stuck it to Joe Biden. No, you are changing the trajectory of this country for your kids, your grandkids, and their grandkids. These Supreme Court justices get in there. They are lifetime appointments. They never leave. You look at them now, their average age is over 70 years old. So you look at that and you take that and you think, I'll stick it to Joe Biden by not voting for him. I'll stick it to the Democrats by not voting for them. And you change this entire country for decades. That is just not a chance I'm willing to take. And I'm not sure why a lot of you are willing to take that chance. I don't know if you thought about it deep enough or you just don't think it's true. But believe me, we already have a court that is more conservative than it is liberal. If we do this in 2024, there will not be a liberal decision made for decades. I don't know how much more to reiterate this to you guys. We've already lost abortion rights. If you want to vote and see like hate and bigotry legislated, then yeah, stay home. Allow Donald Trump to win. You'll stick it to Joe Biden. You'll stick it to your kids. You'll stick it to your grandkids. You'll stick it to your great grandkids. That is what you're doing. This is not the time to play around with your vote. And I get it. I know there are some things this administration has done that you're unhappy with. But do you really think, do you really think it gets better by staying home or choosing to vote for Donald Trump? Like, literally, think about that a lot. Think about the things that affect your life. Do you think those things get better because you stay home or choose to vote for another party outside of the Democratic Party? If you do, if you think those things get better, if you really think deeply about that and you think your life gets better or the life of the people you care about the most gets better, if you do that, then go ahead and make that vote. But I would myself implore you to really think about this, because in my opinion, you're making a huge mistake. Period.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.